Welcome to your extension course for chapters 1 through 3 and IRB application and preparation. This is a pivotal moment in your applied research project. This is a point where your conceptual work becomes an actionable research plan. This extension term gives you the time you need to get your methodology right and prepare a solid IRB application. If you're in this extension course, you are joining many doctoral students who need additional time at this crucial stage. This is because methodology is complex. It must be precisely aligned with your research questions. This seems simple, but can be a complex process. The relationship between your literature review and your chosen methods must be also clearly justified. Additionally, IRB applications require meticulous attention to ethical considerations and procedural details. This extension course recognizes that rushing through these chapters compromises the integrity of your entire study. So it is better to take the time now than to face major revisions later on, or maybe an IRB denial that can set you back significantly. Let's be clear about deadlines in this extension course. The submission dates in your extension course will be shared with you by faculty, and they are the only times you can submit work for faculty review. This is particularly important in this phase because your faculty and committee need adequate time to review complex methodological designs. Your IRB application cannot move forward until your methodology chapter is approved. And also, IRB review processes have their own timelines that cannot be compressed. So missing a deadline can delay your progression. Remember, there are no exceptions to these deadlines. Extensions beyond this extension course are not granted. So plan backward from each deadline. Think, what needs to be done? How long will it realistically take? What challenges might you face? And do you have buffer time built in? Build this buffer time, this cushion time in for things like technology issues, personal needs or emergencies, or unexpected complexity in your work. Treat these deadlines as if your degree depends on them. Here's where many doctoral students struggle. They want to fix feedback immediately and resubmit, but rapid revision is rarely deep revision. Time between submissions is your secret weapon. Methodological clarity requires distance. When you first receive feedback on your chapters 1 through 3, you might feel overwhelmed or unclear about how to address it. After a few days away from the document, returning with fresh eyes can help you see both the problems and solutions more clearly. Additionally, IRB preparation benefits from multiple reviews. Your IRB application needs to be airtight. So taking time to review your methodology, then your IRB materials and application, then both together can help you catch inconsistencies and gaps that you'd miss in a rushed review. Remember, complex feedback at this level of education needs processing time. Methodological feedback often requires you to reconsider fundamental aspects of your research design, and you might need to read additional methodological literature, consult with your committee or your instructor in your chosen methodology, think about the practical implications of suggested changes, and then consider how methodology changes can affect your entire study. This kind of deep thinking cannot happen overnight and shouldn't happen overnight. But also, revision fatigue in a doctoral program is real. If you work on chapters consistently without breaks, you will stop seeing the content objectively. You need time away to return with the critical eye of a scholar rather than the defensive posture of an exhausted student. Your committee's feedback deserves thoughtful response. When you take time to truly engage with feedback, understanding not just what to change, but why, your revisions will demonstrate scholarly growth. Your committee can see the difference between someone who made surface level corrections and someone who engaged deeply with their suggestions. For this extension course, you are working on chapters 1 through 2, continuing to refine based on any feedback, working toward alignment, and these chapters must be solid before moving forward. Remember, because you have passed chapters 1 and 2 does not mean you will not revisit them, and they will not evolve and change with the continued work on your applied research project and paper. You're also working on chapter 3. This is your methodology chapter, the blueprint for your research. So you are working to clearly articulate your research design and why it's appropriate, your sampling approach and participant selection, your data collection methods, instrument, data analysis procedures, and how you ensure validity, reliability, and trustworthiness. You're also working on an IRB application, and every detail matters. Your IRB application must demonstrate that you understand the ethical implications of your research, how you'll protect your participants, that your methodology is sound and feasible, and that you've thought through potential risks. This extension course is your opportunity to build the strong methodological foundation your research deserves. Take the time between submissions to think deeply, revise thoroughly, and prepare work that will be approved. Your future self will thank you for getting this right. You're making progress. Stay focused, stay on schedule, and use this time well. Have a great term.